This is ATL Day Ones, part of Locked On Sports Atlanta. And it starts now.
Welcome into ATL Day Ones with Jarvis and Tenitra. We want to thank you for making ATL Day Ones your first listen of the day. And remember, we're free and available wherever you download your podcast. And wherever you download your podcast, make sure you leave us a 5-star review. Because look, that's how people find out about us. Because don't keep us to yourselves. Share. You know, show love. That's what we all about here on ATL Day Ones. T.
Yes.
I got a special gift for Alex Anthopoulos that's going to solve all his issues. And we will talk about bold predictions for the Atlanta Falcons in 2022 and 2023 as well. We find out about that. Don't go anywhere. And for the culture, Trae Young and Anthony Edwards have teamed up. We'll explain all of that. But first, T, got to talk about yesterday, the Phillies win 7-2, and Charlie Morton just got banged all around in the fifth inning, and it just seemed like all was lost after that.
Yeah, and that kind of speaks to, for me, it was age and duration. Like at this point, all Brian Snitker ever asks of his starters is to get through 5 innings, right?
Right. That's it.
So he's decent. He's solid through 4 for the most part. And then all of a sudden the bottom falls out in the 5th. And it really made you go back to the question of, okay, once again, Alex Anthopoulos is asking himself, what is more important? Someone for the starting rotation, someone for the bullpen, or someone in the outfield? Every time you have a start like that, which it has not been good overall for the Braves, right? You're talking about 3 losses in the last 5 starts that were pretty much all on the pitching staff. So it really just begs the question of, my goodness, where does AA start with the trade deadline looming?
You know, it's interesting that, you know, you asked that question, because if you're saying that Adam Duvall goes down with the wrist surgery for the rest of the season, we find that out, and like, okay, all right, outfield.
Yes.
And then, you know, Ian Anderson's kind of struggling, but you feel like you can still make it through. But now that you see Charlie Morton, who had been doing well, and now you see have these lapses that maybe have turned from maybe a 1 or 2 run, and you talking about 5 runs, and then he's the one that gave up made a 2-base error throw over to first base, trying to pick off a guy over at first base, and it's just really just like a snowball effect when it comes to Morton and when he's on the mound. So when you start to see those things, you start to question, okay, well, I got 2 guys who I don't really know what I'm going to get when they're on the mound. That's a problem. That's an issue. But I think that we'll talk about whether or not what the really big issue that have just maybe starting to come up a little bit. But T, tell the folks over. Tell everybody about Blue Nile and what they have going on, the special deal they got for all our podcast listeners and viewers.
So Blue Nile, of course, is the original online jeweler. And if you're looking to get engaged or gift fine jewelry, this is the website for you. Now, you can celebrate any of life's special moments that is with custom jewelry, right? So it can be the engagement ring of her dreams if you so choose. So there are 2 parts, like I said, the wedding jewelry part and the fine jewelry part. So whether you're ready to pop that question, or maybe you're just celebrating a milestone, you know, Jarvis talked about that on our Wednesday episode. He's celebrating a 10-year milestone. That's an anniversary for him and for his wife. So that is also a special event, if you will. So he may want to do something like that. You guys may have the same thing. It's very simple. The online tool is so simple to use. So, I mean, when you're talking about choosing diamond shape, diamond size, even the clarity of that diamond, you've got people 24/7 on that website who are available to assist you. So that's a good look for you guys, because you want to get it right for your girl. So again, if you're looking for that fine jewelry, you're having trouble choosing it, this is your moment to shine, and BlueNile.com will help you get there. So go to BlueNile.com, and Locked On Sports listeners and our viewing audience as well, you can get $50 off of a purchase of $500 or more. So again, you're going to use that code locked on. That's code locked on. Plus every order, you want to know this, it's insured. It ships free. And also one of the biggest pieces is that it arrives in discreet packaging. So go to BlueNile.com today, use the product code LockedOn.com and get yourself $50 off your first purchase.
Go ahead and do that thing. Go ahead and make that special moment even more special for your significant other. Now, I'm gonna have to change my voice. Now, this as far as the Braves issues go, right? You talked about the errors, on the infield. There was some mishaps in the outfield as well, and Eddie Rosario and Marcell Ozuna in the corner. That just doesn't look good. So I think that. And I think we can both agree that Orlando RC and Robinson Cano not quite getting it done.
Yeah, that's an up and down deal too. Yeah, Robinson Cano showed his Robinson Cano age.
Yes, no doubt about it. Anytime your batting average starts with a 1 in professional baseball, that's not good. So I saw both of those issues, right? Second base and left field. There's a guy by the name of Brandon Drury. He plays for the Cincinnati Reds. He's 29 years old. He's been in the league 8 years, and the only position he hasn't played is center field and catcher. So if Alex Anthopoulos wants to go ahead and solve a couple issues, second base and left field, go ahead and get that guy, Brandon Drury from the Cincinnati Reds. This is his last year of his deal, so he's going to be a free agent next year, so it won't be that expensive. You can maybe throw a Kyle Muller out there if you so please to try to fix two issues at one, and then you can work on maybe getting an arm so you can kind of get a 2-for-1 type deal. And I think that Alex Anthopoulos, if he does that, that'll be something that I think that – and Brandon Drury has 19 home runs as well. The Braves love bats. You know what I mean? So I think that'll be something that can fix Alex Anthopoulos both of his issues. I'm out here passing out gifts, T.
Yeah, possibly, but the gift comes with a price tag. And I don't know if Kyle Muller is going to be enough of a price tag for the Braves to get that particular bat. And you look at something, you look back to last year, just as an example, and you think about the fact that to get an Eddie Rosario, even though I know is not the greatest, it's not looking great this year, but last year it looked great. When you gave up Pablo Sandoval, that looked like a win. That looked like a win for you. And when you gave up Alex Jackson to get Adam Duvall back, again, that looked like a win, and pretty much no harm, no foul in giving up Bryce Wilson, although Richie Rodriguez didn't quite work out, but still. I don't think you lost much with Bryce Wilson, but that also kind of started depleting your farm system. So it just begs the question of whether or not there are enough, like how much will AA have to give up, whether he's going with Brandon, whether he's going with Ian, how much is he going to have to give up, and do the Braves actually have enough capital to get their guy? Now, the other piece there is this. If you want to be in a win now situation, well, go ahead and give it up, because maybe you're looking at it and saying, hey, our window, not that it's closing, by the way, for the Braves, but our window is still pretty open. And when you look at two other things, Jarvis, the fact that the Phillies are coming. Right. The Phillies are coming. They came into that series hungry because they knew, hey, we're only 6 games behind the Braves, and we're right there with the Cardinals in terms of that wild card race, right? So they literally felt like they had something, I don't want to say something to prove, Jarvis, but definitely had some things on the line, and they stepped to the plate. The Mets, so far in the Subway Series, are doing the same thing. They want everybody to know, not just NL East, they want the majors to understand that this is not going to be a season
here and we're for real.
Mets. The Mets ain't going Mets. They came to play, and whether it's something like a walk-off like last night with Pete Alonso, or gutting it out in that first game as well, they're here to stay. So the Braves, AA, you may have to do something. My question just would be, how much would you have to give up for either one of those guys? And are you prepared to do that? Now, could be something like this. Maybe you let go of a Tucker Davidson, buy a Will Smith, buy a Marcell Ozuna, buy, and then give away Kyle.
Whoever would take Marcell Ozuna,
You want to take any
do that.
And we hate that for you, Kyle Muller, because it looks like, you're kind of finding your form again, but you probably are the most viable piece in a potential trade situation. So, AA's got his work cut out for him, because we know he does magic, but woo.
Yeah, this is And I think that, you brought up, make a great point. I think the biggest piece now is that because you've traded away some of your assets and you brought up some people that are Spencer Strider and Michael Harris, who are your top prospects, those guys are up now. So it's kind of like, all right, how hard do I go? And I think that's the thing that Alex Anthopoulos is going to have to figure out. Now the Braves are off tonight, and they get back started over the weekend with a series against the Arizona Diamondbacks. That should be a reason for them to go ahead and get back on track as they get ready to go against the Mets. We talking about the Mets not metting. They're coming into town at the beginning of the month of August, so they have to get ready and be right because you can't afford to lose 3 out of these 5 games because you have a doubleheader up there as well. So it is the potential to swing this race either way. I think that this is going to have to be something the Braves are going to be ready for, and they got to start with the Arizona Diamondbacks. But
yeah, absolutely, got to win the games you're supposed to win, no question.
Win those guys and win like they're supposed to win. Speaking of wins, the Atlanta Falcons want to win this year. Terry Fontenot, Arthur Smith, they always talk about how they want to win games this year. But we're going to put our little prophet hats on. We're going to put them bad boys on, and we're going to tell you what's more likely next about what's going on with the Falcons and who is going to be where at the end of the season. We'll talk about all that next right here on ATL Day Ones with Jarvis and T, part of Locked On Sports Atlanta.